What's up, Applied English? I hope you are enjoying what feels like Christmas break part 2. Hopefully we're all staying warm and safe inside today as we're learning. In any case, since this is a virtual day, I always like to make sure that students have had a chance to say a prayer if you haven't done so already for your learning today. So if you need to pause this video, say a quick prayer, either for our learning in here or for all your classes today, please do so. From there, we'll continue our review video. All right, y'all, so I hope you've had a moment to pause and pray if you needed to. In any case, today's lesson is one that we were going to do in person anyway, especially considering that we've had kind of this crazy long weekend, even leading into today. I think it's necessary for us to review our learning on subjects and predicates from last week. So we were going to cover this in class no matter what. It just so happens to work today for a virtual lesson as well. So right now you're watching our subjects and predicates review video. Please note, at the end of this video, I will cover quiz directions pretty clearly, so it is in your best interest to watch through this entire video. It should set you up for success on our first graded assignment of the semester, your subjects and predicates quiz. You'll see that in today's lesson folder. As far as our practice activities from last week go, we'll just collect those in class tomorrow. I think most of my classes need a moment to talk through a couple of tough questions before we collect them, but we are going to move on into our next grammar lesson in class tomorrow. That being said, let's back out to our PowerPoints and we'll keep moving from there. All right, so you'll see subjects and predicates review right here. You'll notice below the video, I have included both of our PowerPoints. I'm just going to open them up on my computer to make them as easy to navigate as possible. I'm also going to try to work through these pretty quickly so that you have lots of time, not just to quiz, but to work on other classes today as well. You might see a little jump in this video, and that's okay. I'll open up both PowerPoints. All right, y'all, so our first lesson from last week was complete subjects and complete predicates. How do we identify which is which in a full sentence? There are some blanks here, but I'll just fill them in for you. Complete subject, generally the first half-ish of a sentence, tells whom or what the sentence is about. Complete predicate, generally the back half of a sentence, tells what the subject is, does, has, or feels. It's going to contain our verb. The best way I can kind of review these for you as we start this week is in practice. So we don't have to write these below. I just want to walk you through how complete subject and predicate work in these sentences. So we have last week's long-awaited rain breathed new life into Clayville. One of the strategies we talked about last week that works for finding complete subjects is to ask who or what the sentence is about. What is the sentence focused on? It's focused on the rain. That would be our simple subject. Complete subject would be everything before it as well. So complete subject is last week's long-awaited rain. Complete predicate, what does the rain do, or what did it do? It's past tense. Breathed new life into Clayville. So if we were to split the sentence into even halves, it's between rain and breathed. Everything rain and before is complete subject. Subjects come first in English. Breathed new life into Clayville, complete predicate. It brought taller corn stalks and healthier tomato plants. Now this one does not divide evenly. One strategy that works for identifying as well is if you can train your brain to look for verbs, train your eyes. Generally, complete predicates begin with a verb or a verb phrase. So I see brought is an action verb here. That's where my verb phrase, or that's where my complete predicate is going to begin. This one's going to split here. So a really short complete subject, just the pronoun it. The rest of the sentence, brought onwards through the end of the sentence, is complete predicate. And lastly, we have squash vines grew thick and strong. I'm going to use that same method. I'm very much a verbs first kind of person. I train my brain to look for action words or forms of to be. I see grew right here. That's going to be my verb. My complete predicate is going to be grew thick and strong. Squash vines would be my complete subject. Those are the things that this sentence is about. Another question that you can ask for identifying subjects is who or what is verbing in this sentence. What grew? The squash vines. That's my complete subject. I think we're just going to do these last three and then we'll switch to simple subjects and simple predicates. So same thing. Some of the town's apple trees began to produce fruit. On this one, again, I'm looking for verbs first. I see began is a past tense verb. Began to produce fruit is going to be my complete predicate. Some of the town's apple trees, complete subject. We have another sentence here that is fairly even, a slightly longer subject than predicate, but it still splits pretty evenly down the middle. The local reservoir is full once more. Now in this one, our verb is. It's a linking verb right there. So if you know your linking verbs well, you can find your complete predicate is full once more. The local reservoir would be our complete subject. Number 6, all you gardeners can rejoice. So on this one, I'm going to reverse it. Maybe I'll ask the question, who or what is the sentence about? It's about the gardeners. All you gardeners would be our complete subject. Our complete predicate this time is can rejoice. So we actually have a verb phrase. Can is a helping verb. Rejoice is the main verb. Can rejoice is still our entire complete predicate. So that's complete subjects and predicates. Our other lesson from last week was simple subjects and predicates. So I want to make sure that we can break that down today too. All right, so simple subjects, simple predicates, just building on what we learned in that first lesson with complete subjects and predicates. When we talk simple subjects, we're going to reduce our subject down to one word from the complete subject. It's going to be whatever that main noun or pronoun is that the sentence focuses on. Again, we can ask the question, who or what is verbing in this sentence. Simple predicates are just going to be your action verb or linking verb or a verb phrase if you have helping verbs as well. And once again, I'll walk you through the examples in this PowerPoint. The main practice you guys will get is with your little mini quiz today. And actually, this slide just breaks it down for us straight up. So I'll walk you through why the answers are what they are. And then from there, we'll take a look at the quiz. So in this first one, we have Japan is composed of many islands right there. Simple subject is really easy in this sentence because there's only one word in our complete subject. It's Japan. We ask the question, who or what is the sentence about? It's about the nation of Japan. Our simple predicate this time is a verb phrase. We have is composed. Composed is a main verb. Is a helping verb. We don't need of many islands here, even though that is part of the complete predicate. We're just looking at simple predicate. Just the verb or verb phrase here is composed. The northern islands can be cool in the summer. Now this time we do have to choose between northern and islands as our simple subject. It's just islands. Northern is an adjective describing them. We also have a verb phrase this time. We have can be. Be is our main verb. Can is our helping verb. They're both part of the simple predicate. Most summers are hot and humid in the south. This one's a lot simpler. Summers is our simple subject right there. Our complete subject is just most summers. We just have to decide between the two. Our only verb here is are. Hot and humid are predicate adjectives right here. So we're just going to keep the simple predicate are. The city of Tokyo lies near the middle of Japan. Now this one, simple predicate, really easy. We just find the action verb. There it is, lies. Simple subject is tough here because we have both city and Tokyo to decide between. Our simple subject is city only because Tokyo is an object of the preposition. So we have of Tokyo here. Of is a preposition. Tokyo is its object. A noun cannot be an object and a subject at the same time. It's the city that lies near the middle of Japan. City is our simple subject. All right, so the last thing for us to look at together real briefly today is the subjects and predicates quiz. Don't get afraid of the Q word here. Again, just 8 questions as it says right here. The last 2 questions are 2-pointers, so we'll take a look at those carefully in a moment. But I do want to go to preview so we can see this thing. All right, so just a couple of things to notice before you start your attempt as well. Notice that mine says you have made 0 of 2 attempts. Just out of a sense of kindness, I realize we haven't been together much this semester. Want to give you a second chance on this thing if something goes wrong on the first one. There's no timer or anything on this quiz, so it's just there to make sure that you are understanding what we reviewed. Again, the practice activities we've been working on paper we'll collect in class tomorrow. So I'll click Start New Attempt. All multiple choice here. I do want to point out that you need to pay close attention to what's underlined. So notice here, this one says identify the complete subject, not the simple subject, complete subject in the following sentence. Then they give you your options. Complete predicate and number 2, and so on. Notice that some of these will ask you for the simple subject and simple predicate. So make sure that you understand your difference between complete and simple if you have to go back to this video to review that. Each question only has 1 correct answer, so just choose whichever one is correct from the options given to you. I will point out that the last two questions, 7 and 8, are just a little more difficult than the rest. These ones are worth 2 points, so be especially careful on questions 7 and 8. They're asking for a simple subject and a simple predicate from the same sentence. Again, if you have to go back earlier in the video to make sure you're ready for those questions, you absolutely may. Once you're done, click submit. I don't think it'll give you like a review screen or anything, so double check to make sure you've answered all 8 sentences. I'm really interested in seeing how you guys do, especially with 2 attempts on this one. It should make sure that we are good to go on subjects and predicates before we continue into our next grammar lesson. Until then, peace.